Okay, as promised, ladies and gentlemen, and everyone in between, Karencitta.
I love that. Everything in between.
Everyone
How
in
are you?
between. It's important that we include everybody, right?
Love that. Love that.
How are you doing, Karencitta?
I'm doing good, man. Just trying to push through the pandemic just like everyone else. But super busy because my wedding is coming up this
Wow,
December.
congratulations.
Thank you so much. I didn't know that. I didn't expect that it was going to be this tense and stressful and pressuring, all mixed emotions, excited, nervous, everything. So I'm going through a lot right now, honestly.
The last time we spoke, it was still another world. It was pre-pandemic, right?
That's so true. Yeah. I love
We
how
were.
you just said it's another world. But
It
I'm
was.
just praying so hard that we go back to the normal and we live our normal lives.
I don't think we'll ever get back to the normal that we had pre-pandemic, but it is
Ang
going to be
pessimistic
some.
naman, grabe.
No, no, but it's not going to be a bad thing. It's just going to be something brand new, I think,
I agree, actually. Yeah. Yeah.
because the trauma of this pandemic
Oh, yeah.
will sort of force us to
Mm-hmm.
do the hard changes that we were
Yeah.
supposed to do anyway. And
To
it's going to be a totally
adapt.
different world. And it's always going to be in our heads, like a sword over us that, something, it is going to happen again. So I think the way
Yeah.
we are going to be attacking, hopefully, the near future will be totally different. Anyway, Karencitta, a lot has
For sure.
transpired since last time and we spoke the last time. This, like I said, it was, I think, a pre-pandemic, and
Yeah.
you're already about to get married.
I love how you say pre-pandemic, like it sounds like BC, before Christ.
Exactly, that's the
So
way
funny.
we're going.
That's so funny. Pre-pandemic.
That is going to
Okay,
be the
keep
way the
going.
things will be written. Was it pre-pandemic or after the pandemic? So
Okay.
I want to catch up with you. What has been going
Yeah, yeah.
on with you since I think you released a single back then.
Yeah.
It was a California
Cali Soul.
Cali Soul song, which
Yeah.
I love to death. By the way, that's
Thank
uh,
you so much.
unbeknownst to a lot of people, that's actually my favorite Karencitta song. It's a beautiful song. You released that song just
Did you
before
just
the
say Tita song?
what? I said
Did you say? Oh my
Karen.
gosh, I heard Tita song. Oh
I
my
said
god.
I said Karencitta. I didn't say Tita
Okay.
song. It's not a. It's definitely not a Tita song. You're definitely not a Tita. In the same way that I'm not a
It does
Tito.
pass as a Tita song though.
No, it's
Very
not.
ballady.
It's not. It's not. It actually reminds me of Rihanna a lot. Anyway, so what has been going on with you? Tell us
What has been going on? Well,
since the
aside
pandemic,
from
before the pandemic. Go ahead.
wedding planning, I've been doing a lot of boxing. I used to do that a lot in high school, but now I'm getting more into it. A lot of outdoorsy things, badminton, just palipas lang sa oras. And surprisingly, Jiggy, I've been doing a lot of music inside the house because even before the whole isolation and quarantine thing, as an artist and an individual, I work better isolated. So the COVID situation didn't really, segue my style of being an artist in the house. It was very helpful and I liked it. I loved staying here. No tours, no shows, no distractions, just so much time to be isolated and write music. So I've been working a lot with local musicians, which I absolutely love and I'm super passionate about. I'm working with John Roa, X Battalions, Kastakli, Mark Maglasang, Flo G, and yeah, super excited. I don't know, I'm just super stoked. But right now, I'm looking for a female hip hop rapper in the Philippines or R&B that I can possibly collaborate with, which I'm still in the search for.
So
Hopefully, I find someone.
this quarantine, this pandemic has allowed you to collaborate with more people now. But I assume
Yeah,
it is
yeah.
digitally, right? It is through Zoom
Oh,
and maybe
absolutely.
through other digital platforms, right?
Absolutely. Actually, Jiggy, even before COVID, all of my music projects were all online, so it wasn't much of a big adaptation. Even Cebuana, I was working at home. My music producer was in Hollywood, one was in Austria, one was in Germany, so I'm practically used to it. Nothing new.
Yeah, because I remember you mentioned to me that Cebuana was a
Yeah,
song that you envisioned, the entire, crowd dancing to it, the
I did.
entire.
I had a very vivid vision.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
mentioned that to me in the interview. How do you
Hmm.
feel about that vision seems like a dream now. Murag dugay-dugay pa ta mag-gather by the thousands, and you
Yeah.
have a wild and a happy and a energetic party. How do you feel about
Yeah.
not being able to do that, at least in the near future, Karencitta?
I think God has a purpose for everything, so I'm not that like upset that I can't do much shows. So I'm still optimistic naman that God has a purpose, and I trust God naman.
So, but the energy of a concert, you must miss that, right? Because
Absolutely.
thousands of
Yeah.
people applauding and screaming, and then you performing. That whole dynamic. How do you feel about not being able to do that?
I truly miss it, kid. Meeting fans all over the world, hugging them approaching me. Lahat ng tours, I really miss it. Parang 1 year talaga walang trabaho. And then bigla na lang nag-shoot ako ng music video 2 weeks ago sa Manila. Parang nabigla ako, oh my gosh, new environment. It's so weird. I feel so alienated 1 year na parang nasa bahay lang. Bigla lang trabaho na. Woo, this is weird. But I'm so happy and excited.
But how do you feel about that, Karencitta? Psychologically, but some people are saying that we're some of us are getting depressed. Some of us are
Oh.
are 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 languishing. That's the word. The cousin
Mm.
of depression is that feeling of just languishing. How do you feel about this situation now for you, Karencitta? Not just as an artist, but as an individual, as a
Mm.
person. This has never ever happened before in a long, long time. Not just
Correct.
for you, but for anyone for that matter. So how do you feel about this whole isolation thing, this whole quarantine thing? How do you feel about it?
Correct. Sa sinugdanan, early 2020, I had my bouts of anxiety. Yeah, definitely. Like lying in bed, questioning, like, whoa, I worked hard ever since I was 4 years old. Nga, kalit lang. God took everything away in just one day of
Yeah.
lockdown, diba? So I was crying a lot, talking to my parents. Wala na akong career. It's done. I have to start all over again. But that was just like one night, Jay, and I got over it the next day. So yeah, there were those nights looking at the roof. But like, I try to operate as if there's no pandemic, Jay. Kay di sud kayo kung magpadata ng depression. Right now, it's a time of kuan yun, hard prayers, no, and strong faith in the Lord. Tumawag ra gyud na.
Karen, you know what? We're a pretty archipelagic, regionalistic country, right? We're thousands of islands, and
Mhm.
the world is divided into many countries and all that stuff. But this
Mm.
pandemic has, I think, somehow united us because we have one common enemy. Although there are still a lot of
Who
factions,
is
there are
who
still a
is
lot.
invisible?
There are still a lot of factions, of course. Like for example, the anti-vaxxers, the anti-maskers,
Ooh,
and all that stuff. We're still pretty
yeah.
divided. But I imagine the music industry coming together. Do you see
Mm.
that? Do you feel that? Do you feel nga medyo ang local industry, music industry, at least here in the Philippines or in Cebu for that matter, is
Mm.
bonding together more than ever? Do you see that happening? Or mo ra gyapon, business as usual ra gyapon, or even worse? What is going on now?
Sa akong tan-aw sa music industry as of now, lisod gyud siya. Bisag ako naglisod jud ko to shoot music videos alone. It's
Mhm.
hard and there's a lot of struggles. But for me, based on my experience, I find ways to build a bridge towards other musicians, not only from Cebu, but from Luzon.
Okay.
And with the capabilities of social media, I think nothing is impossible.
Mhm. So you feel that more than ever, artists are banding together because I see a lot of shows too online.
Mm,
How do you
yeah,
feel about that? How do you feel about performing in front of a camera
lahi
and a
lang yun.
microphone with nobody in front of you but just the screen? How do you feel about that?
Kana,
And so may feeling
uh,
ni mo na lahi gyud na siya, lahi gyud na siya.
kana,
That's a different animal, right?
wa jud ko naanad na magkanta-kanta na way tao, way audience kay kinsa man akong kasturya nya walay feedback. Pero wa man gyud tayo mahimo good jig. So we
Yeah.
just have to innovate, adapt, and see what happens. We really don't know what we're doing as of now. We're just going with the flow. Pero enjoy naman sad. I'm passionate about music. It's like my oxygen. Without it, it's like spiritual suicide for me. So I'm so glad I have music until this day, and I don't mind doing live shows and live concerts. Online. It's fine.
I remember you mentioned to me that you first started in the social media platforms
Yeah,
as a comedian, right? Because you wanted
I
to do
did. I
mga
did.
binuang-binuang, di ba?
I did. That's how I started. And actually, no, music has always been there, Jig. It
Yeah.
was just like I started in the underground hip hop scene, but I realized now, okay, this isn't really putting any money on the table. So I had to like really analyze how am I going to penetrate, of course, radio stations, TV platforms,
So I
because,
asked you that question, Karencitta, because you're very active with Instagram, with
yeah,
Facebook, and all that stuff.
yeah.
Do you have more engagement now that people are just online? They're just at home doing their thing more than ever. Do we have more engagement now? Do you see a lot of your fans also migrating to Instagram and spending an inordinate amount of time now
Yeah,
that we are all in the
actually.
lockdown phase? At least,
I think
some
so,
parts.
especially for Bum Bum Bum. It was really trending during last year during the pandemic, and I think it was because wala sila lain mabuhat, and Bum 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 came out like 2 years ago, and it only boomed during the pandemic. So me and my management were like, I think this is because of the pandemic, because it's been a year, 1 year nalipas nga no karon pa man ni patok ang kanta ana
Mhm,
bitaw.
mhm.
So murag, I think, yeah, they have so much time now on social media because naara man gud sa house.
So now, of course, you're very busy, like a lot of artists
Yeah,
out there.
yeah,
This time in isolation has made you even more productive, and now
yeah.
you have a brand new single out. Tell us about
Yeah.
this project.
Yeah, that's really fun because it's featuring the world-class talented entertainer as a whole, DJ Luño. I call him Remuel because he's a really good friend. And yeah, we've known each other for almost a year now, and we haven't met each other in person, but we always video call each other almost every day. We talk every day. And I wrote the song with an idea that I wanted him on the record. So automatic now, okay, this is how I'm gonna write it because this is how Remwell's like, this is what the beat's gonna be because this is how Remwell dances, so everything was already calculated. And then I was in LA that time. I video called him. He was driving to taping. I was like, yo, I have a demo, listen to it. He was like, dang, I really, really like it. So it was like an instant gratification. Okay, yes, this is the one, this is the one. So we just went with the first demo. He got a songwriter because he doesn't songwrite pa man. So we just got one, like a family member, and then we just put it all together and everything came together. And now we have a music video. So yeah,
So, what is the song called again?
it's called Vibin.
Vibin, and
Yeah,
and
from
he
the word vibe.
you wrote the song
Yeah, I
yourself,
did.
right? And the
Yeah.
beats and all that stuff, right?
The music is produced by Cursebox because
Okay,
I'm not a music producer.
okay. But
Yeah.
you are like you said off camera, you are actually an independent recording artist. Although you have distribution outlets,
Yes.
you are
Yes.
an independent music artist. Tell us about
100%.
how it feels to just be on your own. I mean, like
Yeah.
if you're with a recording company, I imagine that you have to follow certain rules and all
Yeah,
that stuff.
absolutely. Yeah.
But some people need rules, right? Some people need structure. How about
Yeah.
you? How's it working out for you as an independent artist?
Man.
Would you
Yeah.
rather be an independent artist, or would you, if you had an opportunity, would you sign with a recording company?
Honestly, it's been super gratifying to be independent because there was a time in my life where I was signed to two other partners, and it kind of felt like I was being choked because there's so much things that I have to consider, so much approvals. And as an artist, it really felt like it was suffocating me. And artists are not supposed to feel that way because maumanay maka cause a depression and all
Mm-hmm.
that.
Mm-hmm.
So I was like, all right, I want to go the independent route because I want to make my own decisions when I want it, where I want it. And now I feel so free. I feel like I'm just like flying and free to do anything I want, collaborate with anyone I want. Because back then, when I was with a foreign label, no, don't work with the Filipinos. You have to work with here the Americans. I'm like, no, 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 you guys don't get it. Like local music is actually really freaking good, but they don't understand the culture.
Okay.
It's the mindset. They're not living in the Philippines. That's why they don't get it. It's like, okay, this is not working for me. Bye guys. So now I'm working with different local musicians. It feels amazing.
And of course, this vibe and song included, right? This was also worked out
Yeah,
independently and with an
absolutely.
artist, Luno, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Is
DJ
he
Luno.
in the Philippines now, or is he also abroad?
He used to be in China, but
Okay.
now his career is popping off in Manila.
Hmm.
I don't think he'll be going home to China anytime soon. I don't think
Um,
so.
China, interesting.
Yeah.
You mentioned Karencitta that you were in LA. Was this year or last year?
I was there December, and that's when I
December.
wrote Vibin.
Okay.
Yeah, in
And
LA.
you lived in the States for quite a bit too, right?
Yeah, yeah. Ever since I was like 13,
Yeah.
back and forth lang Pirmi,
Yeah.
Cebu, LA. And that's where I really honed my music craft actually, for me to have the opportunity to be in Hollywood. Because
Hmm.
initially I was just there because my parents were OFWs, they were caregivers. And they were in Hollywood. So I was like, I was still young, going to the 99-cent store, buying songwriting books. And I was like, I'm gonna take advantage of this opportunity. I'm in foreign land, I'm in Hollywood land. Music producers are here. I'm gonna take advantage and see what I can do in the music industry.
Um, I'm curious, Karencitta. Although LA, you lived in LA, is a very diverse
Yeah.
nation, right? But we see a lot of
Yeah.
Asian discrimination now going
Mm.
on. When you watch news on the international news channels.
Mm-hmm.
I'm curious, Karencitta. How do you feel about Asian discrimination? Did you feel that when you used to live in LA years ago, and when you went there this year? Do you feel that is that real? And maybe you can help explain to us what exactly is Asian discrimination? What is going on out there, man?
Honestly, I really do sympathize what I see online because I haven't seen it in person. So I don't know what exactly or how it feels. Siguro naman, I've seen news like in Torrance. I lived in Torrance before, but those are just videos. So I don't know unsa gyud siya kagaano kay nibalik naman gud ko sa Philippines. Wala pa ko dito sa LA na nahitabo ba. So murag, whoa, I just left LA. What's going on? You know what I mean?
Okay, so you never really felt any discrimination because
Wala.
I guess it
Wala
helped that
gyud.
you were lucky
Okay.
that you were in LA because I think LA is a very sort of diverse
Very diverse
state, right?
naman. Oo, bisag sa mga recording studio, mga Amerikano, akong mga Germans, akong mga music producer, they know I'm Filipino and mananggid ko nila daan na, is it okay if I inject Filipino language in our song? They're very open. Hollywood is very open. So I've never felt any
How about
sort
in
of
school? Because
discrimination.
you went to school in the States as well, right? How about in
Yeah, but it was
school?
a nursing school. So it was like a Filipino mafia. Everyone there was Filipino.
Filipino mafia.
Yeah.
So how do you feel about nursing now? Because I think
Oh,
the
dude.
the heroes of this pandemic are the people in the front lines, especially all the nurses out there.
100%. Yeah.
Do you have a different appreciation now for nurses? You, after all, are
Yeah.
also a nurse. Did you ever reconsider about maybe you could volunteer or maybe go back to nursing just to help uh,
Oh,
in that department?
to clarify things, I didn't finish my nursing school, but I
Okay,
was in an accelerated program.
okay.
I was actually forced by my parents to do it. I really want to do it. But when they saw that my career was popping off in music, they let me go. It's like, okay, you're making a lot of
Okay.
money. Go, go, go. Yeah. But anyway, back to your question. Yes, I do have such deep reverence for all of the frontliners, the nurses, the doctors.
Hmm.
But I did feel that way back, even way before COVID, when I was in clinicals already. That's when I saw like, okay, this is how it goes down. Dang, okay. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So yeah.
So how you feel about what is going on here in the Philippines compared to our brothers and sisters all over the world?
Mm.
How do you feel about how we are dealing with this pandemic here? Are we doing okay? Are we doing bad? I mean, like, how do you feel about the whole thing, about our handling of the pandemic? I think
I'm
it's
not
important that
sure. I
it's
don't
important
know.
that we hear from you about how you feel about that.
I don't know because I'm not working in the hospitals. Let's talk or call Dr. Young. How's Cebu Doc going?
So you don't have any comments about how we are here in the Philippines in terms of the handling of the pandemic,
No, I don't.
because you can compare with what's going on in the States as well, right?
Oh,
I
you
mean,
can never compare USA and the Philippines. It's really completely different economies. It's very polarized, so we can't compare.
Of course, one of the things that unite a people is the music industry, right? So you, and
Absolutely.
I think it is a good strategy, and it's also nice of you not to delve into all of that controversial
Mm-hmm.
aspects of this conversation, because that way
Yeah,
you don't have to alienate yourselves with any particular group of people. So
exactly.
Karencitta, you're an amazing artist. You have a lot of hit songs on the radio.
Thank
People
you.
still
Thank
I still
you.
get requests for F around and Cebuana.
Wow.
Now that you have a new song out, I'm glad that it is already out there.
Yeah, yeah.
Has it already been released, and what is the initial reaction so far?
Yeah, so we released Vibe in 12 midnight a while ago.
Just
And
just just last night. Oh,
yeah,
this
just
morning.
last night. Yeah,
Just
this is
today.
the
Yeah.
release day, so it's been
Okay.
super hectic today. And yeah, we were gonna announce tomorrow, but I can say it now. For the dance challenge, we're giving away 10,000 in cash,
Wow.
1,000 pesos to the winner of the hashtag Vibin Dance Challenge, which me and DJ Lunio will be judging. So I'm
Okay.
so excited for that. And actually, speaking of judging, I've always wanted a TV show in the Philippines like about rap, like sitting there looking at the different rappers in the Philippines rapping or dancing, showcasing Filipino talent. That's amazing. I've always wanted to do that. So
Yeah,
that's
you can do
really
that.
cool.
Maybe we can do that one of these days. I think we can do that online as well, right? We'll have them
Yeah, yeah,
submit their rap
yeah,
on video on YouTube or on
yeah.
Facebook.
So me and DJ are really looking forward to seeing all the dance videos in the next coming of weeks. I
Okay.
think the deadline is May 14
So this is
for
this is a
dance
competition,
challenge.
and where and how can they submit their
Of course,
entries?
yeah. So you can submit anytime starting tonight,
Where?
and you can upload it either on TikTok,
Okay.
Facebook, or YouTube. Anything goes, like I don't want to put any instructions to art. Do whatever makes you happy as long as that you're using the song and then enjoying it. And let's see, you might have a chance on getting 10,000 cash and
And
enjoy it.
you're going to be judging the dance videos. When
Yeah, May
again? When's the
14.
announcement of winners?
May 14.
May 14. And how
Yeah.
about the song Vibin? Where can they catch that song on the different social and music platforms?
Yeah. So Vibin right now is available on all the digital retail stores like Spotify, iTunes, Apple Music, YouTube, Deezer, all that good stuff. Everything in between. And the music video is out now on YouTube.
And how about an album? Is this a part of a bigger plan of making an album? Do you have an album coming up? Karencitta, come on,
Wow.
tell us, come
I
on.
love I love your spider senses. So yeah, yeah, it is. It's going to be part of an EP, which
Okay.
is how do you call this? A lower scale of an album, lesser songs. But it's like an album.
Yeah, like a mini album.
Lesser songs.
Yeah, yeah.
And I want it like that because it's concentrated, so the Sita Babes actually listen to the songs, like
Okay. So
5 songs.
how many songs will there be in that EP, and when is the release date?
I can't announce the release date yet because we have other singles to release with sila X Battalion, mga ganyan.
Okay.
So yeah, maybe 5 to 7 songs with a lot of local musicians.
So
Definitely.
the battalion guys are from CDO. If I'm not mistaken, right? Are these guys from CDO?
Lunio is from
CD.
Cagayan de Oro,
Okay.
but X Battalion, I'm not sure if they are. I don't think they're Bisaya.
Okay. So this is an EP of collaborations. Is that what you're saying?
Yes, absolutely. Skasta Klee, John Roa, Just Hush. Dami. I'm looking for one girl though.
Okay.
Who should be that girl?
Wow. So if you're a female artist, Karencitta is looking for a female
Yeah.
rapper, preferably
Yes.
from the Visayas,
Anywhere
but
in
not
the Philippines.
necessarily.
Yeah, and you don't have to have a big fan base. You can be an upcomer as long as that you're raw talent and I see so much potential in you. Hit me up.
So you can submit a video of you
Yeah.
rapping.
Send me your songs. I'm hunting.
Where can they post it? Where can they send it? Where can they send you a DM, Karencitta? Tell us about your
Yeah.
social media platforms. Go ahead.
I am on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok at Karencitta Official and YouTube, Karencitta.
And finally, Karencitta, where can they catch you perform online or in real life? Is there like a specific event that you're doing anytime soon?
No, not now, Jiggy. I'm focusing on the EP, recording a lot and releasing a Latino record outside of the EP.
Latino record.
which is really interesting with the
Who are you
Latino.
working with that Latino album?
His name is
A song.
Cruz. Oh, it's a
Okay.
song. His name is Cruz. He's a Latino music producer nominated for a Grammy last year.
Okay.
Okay. And yeah.
That's
Oh,
going to be a lot of fun too. Is that going to be part of the EP, or that's going to be independent of that?
outside the EP. Did you get a notification? I just saw something pop up.
I didn't see anything pop up, man.
Something about the time. But anyway,
The time
so
maybe you have another interview somewhere, I guess, because
yeah.
this is the release date of your new song,
Yep.
Vibin'. You guys catch it on the social media and the music platforms. I'm sure you can catch it on YouTube, on
Please
Spotify, and
do.
Deezer, and all that stuff. And of course,
Yes.
make sure you join the dance contest that Karencitta and
Yes.
Lunio is
The
organizing.
hashtag Vibin Dance Challenge, and
Okay.
you might get a chance to win 10,000 in cash.
All right. Thank you so much. Karencitta, you take care. What is your message to all the Cebuanos, especially who are watching this interview right now? Go ahead.
Mga Sita Babe, salamat gid kaayo sa pagsuporta. From the bottom of my heart, salamat sa pagsuporta ng OPM. More power, and ayaw puro kalimot og sampit sa Ginoo. Thank you so much to Jiggy and the Philosopher Podcast. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Karencitta. You take care and stay safe, okay?
Thank you, Jiggy. Thank you.
Bye-bye.
You
Take
too.
care. Bye-bye.
Hasuna, uy!
Fastest deliveries guaranteed.